Hi guys, Tom Morrison here, and I want to talk about hamstrings today, and getting strength into them, getting flexibility into them as well. So a lot of people go wrong with their hamstrings and assuming that they are tight all the time, so they'll just go down the route of always stretching them, and the tightness always comes back, and then you just get stuck in this vicious loop of having to stretch all the time. So stretching has its place, yes, but you also want to think about strengthening to make the hamstrings feel stronger themselves, and that way they'll actually give you that range of motion that you could be after, rather than, like I said, getting stuck in this loop of just constantly trying to stretch to get a range of motion. So if you can make your joints and stuff feel more stable, chances are your mobility will actually improve. So it's very important, I think, in my opinion, to have a good balance of flexibility and strength. So I'm going to put a few exercises up, so some stretches and some strengthening exercises that you can try, and let me know how you get on. So the first sequence is just moving in between a deep lunge position and then rocking backwards. So lifting the back leg is more of an active flexibility thing, so trying to get the hamstring to work in the front position there. So that's what you can do with the back leg. With the front leg, you're just sitting yourself back. So you can do it a couple of different ways. You can pull the toes up and sit back, straighten the hamstring, make sure to focus on getting the stretch in the hamstring. You can also mess around with pointing the toe instead and seeing what that feels like also. So it's just moving between these positions and just trying to get the stretch. Try with a rounded back, try with a straight back, see how it goes. The next one is a nice one, so turn one foot out and work your way down, and then you can go back up again. So there's all different points to try and aim for. It's not just straight up and down, so you should move around in the stretch and experiment as well. And this is a really nice one, just to rock back and forward and just catch all in different little points. And then you can start to move the feet in and hit it in a different way. So every time you move, the stretch should feel slightly different, and the more different positions that you sort of put yourself into, the better you're going to get of a stretch. And this is a great one to go for first thing in the morning, especially if you have back trouble as well, provided it is a flexion-based one. So that's that one. And you can test your standard toe touch as well with straight legs and see how you get on. Next one, so for strengthening, the hamstring curl is a great one to do. So you can do this with a duster on a wooden floor, or I've got furniture sliders here. You can use those as well. Absolutely awesome exercise, especially to throw in at the end of a session as well. Keep your glutes squeezed and aim to get your hips up as high as possible without overextending your low back. Next one is a single leg deadlift variation. So obviously you would do both legs, and you just focus on keeping the opposite side toe pointed at the foot that's on the ground, that heel, and also you don't want the hip to open up at the top. So it sounds rude, but a single leg deadlift should look like a two-legged deadlift on one leg, and that's as simple as you sort of want to make it. So you can see with me, I always struggle more on my right side than I do on my left side, so it is something I like to try and keep balanced out, and I do find that it helps my overall deadlifting. The next one is a deficit deadlift. So provided that you're only okay going from the floor whenever you're deadlifting, definitely try and hit up some deficit deadlifts. It'll really help you actually going from the floor whenever you go back to standard deadlifts, and you can, as long as your technique is sound, build this up quite heavy as well. Absolutely awesome exercise, and the first time you ever try it, your hamstrings will be on fire. And the last one, pretty self-explanatory, just jump. Okay, load the hamstrings and jump, and you can do this as often as you like.